Hello and welcome everyone to this special video on the Border Gavaskar Trophy between India and Australia.
As usual, in any India-Australia Test series, there is plenty of talk on and off the pitch. Let us focus on a few off-the-pitch moments before the Test series. The first controversial statement on this year's India-Australia Test series was given by former Australian wicketkeeper Ian Healy.
He went on to say that the Australian cricket team no longer trusts India in providing the requested practice facilities. He said, and I quote, "We no longer trust India for providing us with the requested facilities. I have faced the same thing during my playing years also." Healy also said the Australian team can win the series if India provide fair pitches. And if India were to produce unfair pitches like they did in the last 2016 series, then India were likely to win the series. Fair pitches in his opinion were those which were good batting wickets on days 1, 2 and 3 and then slowly start to turn on days 4 and 5. Usman, the Australian cricketer, also agreed with this remark, saying that there was no need for any practice games in India since the pitches were very poorly prepared. Steve Smith, the former Australian captain, went on to say that they were given a Gabba-like pitch in the practice games in the 2016 series and that those pitches were irrelevant in the Test series. He justified the decision of not playing a practice match in India by saying that it would be much better to have their own pitch, their own nets and their own spin bowlers and then face them regularly. Coach Andrew McDonald went on to say that they did the same thing in the Pakistan series in November last year and they won the series 1-0 without playing any practice matches.
These controversial remarks drew sharp responses from the Indian cricketing fraternity. Former Indian opener Wasim Jafar hit out at Ian Healy for his remarks that India needed unfair pitches to win against Australia. He pointed out that India won the last two series played down under, where the pitches were prepared by the Australians themselves. Next, former Indian coach John Wright also hit out against Ian Healy and the Australians, saying countries which play at home are entitled to get the pitch which suits their own home team. Playing Test cricket in different pitches in different countries and winning is what makes Test cricket great. And finally, Ravichandran Ashwin has said that these controversial remarks has set the much needed spark before the Test series begins, much like Tony Greig's grovel remark against the West Indies. Next, Australian team was practicing in the KCA practice stadium in Alur, Bangalore, with practice pitches made to simulate Indian Test match conditions. And with an eye on facing Ravichandran Ashwin in the Test matches, the Australian team decided to bring in a duplicate of Ravichandran Ashwin for the practice sessions. The bowling action of 21-year-old Mahesh Pitya, who plays Ranji Trophy for Baroda, is strikingly similar to that of Indian off-spinner Ravichandran Ashwin. Young Pitya's Instagram reels where he uploaded his bowling actions were noticed by the Australian team management, and Preetesh Joshi, one of his friends who is close to the Australian coaches, was asked by the Australian team to bring him to Bangalore. What an experience it turned out to be for young Mahesh Pitya, who was given accommodation in the same team hotel as Australia and travelled in the team bus of Australia and bowled to the likes of Steve Smith and Marnus Labuschagne. The Australian team are so focused on facing the Indian spinners that they recruited another duplicate, 19-year-old Shashank Mehrotra from Hyderabad, who they said resembles the left-arm actions of Akshar Patel and Ravindra Jadeja. The Australian batsmen are doing quite well against the duplicates in the practice matches. It remains to be seen how well the Australian batsmen go against the originals once the Test series begins. Next, the visa issue for Usman Khawaja. Usman Khawaja is a Pakistani-born Australian cricketer whose parents are also of Pakistani origins. Normally, the visas are given out by the Indian High Commission in Melbourne, and the visas for all the Australian cricketers were given by them. Only in the case of Usman Khawaja, the Indian High Commission in Melbourne had to refer to the Ministry of External Affairs in New Delhi and had to get their clearance before issuing the visa. Hence, there was a small delay in giving the visa to Usman Khawaja. As usual, the Australian and the foreign media started to say that Usman Khawaja was being denied a visa because of his Pakistani origins. And then the Indian High Commission had to clarify that there was no denial, there was just a small delay, and he was given the visa one day after. That's it, guys. Thank you for watching. Let's hope for a great India-Australia Test series. Until next time, take care and goodbye.